Black shit heart. Real shitty black heart.
You know, that usually
Not
means
anymore.
blood.
Well, maybe for Jesus and God, but
But it could also just mean you're a piece of shit.
Got him.
but also blood in your stool.
But also, yeah.
Yeah, you should
But
get
also
that.
see
checked
a
out.
doctor.
Yes.
Oh, that is really high up.
Anyways,
I'm just-
if you're a doctor, hello everyone and welcome to the VGRCast, the weekly podcast about anything and everything in between. This week I'm joined by my lovely friends Mike, Ryan, Steve, Monica, and my lovely fiance Chris. My name's Kev. Welcome to the show.
Don't put your own echo in there, you pretentious fuck.
I'm a fuck.
Just get a fucking soundboard like a normal person.
Oh god, if I had to redo my entire setup, go XLR all the way with the fancy ass thing with
yeah.
all the voice mods
get it.
and shit.
Do it, you coward.
That's money.
Let's be
Yeah.
be real. You'll get it and then like never set it up. You'll set it up as you want it to happen, and then you'll be like, "Oh, I gotta reset everything on stream. Oh, I gotta reorganize
In all
everything."
fairness,
Hey,
he has
got
reset.
him.
He hasn't
Thanks for the
reset
resub,
our
babe.
old, or reset us back to our old setup anyway.
I'm
Honestly,
which
I don't think
XLR
it'll
minis are selling for like $220.
What?
XLR minis are like $220. I'm seeing.
But I also need a new microphone. I need a new microphone. Then
Yeah, I really
probably
want
a
to
new
make the
headset.
transition to. I really want to make the transition to XLR for mics, but then I need my own mixer and
Can
shit. and
can
it's
can
just
Go
like,
XLRs have USB headphones?
I doubt it.
Yeah,
Maybe
because that's
but-
the entire thing. If you switch to that kind of soundboard, you pretty much redo your entire setup.
Yeah.
I do not.
Yeah.
You have
I've been
money
using
for
this
a
thing.
3070 Ti.
Oh,
Because Patty
did you buy your computer, Patty? You bought your computer.
Nice, Patty.
Nice.
Yes. Happy International Women's Day,
Yeet.
aka National Pegging Day. Thank
I
you,
can't.
Deadpool.
As I was saying before this, I try to be a good feminist and be like, oh yes, happy International Women's Day, but I still can't disassociate International Women's Day with that one scene from Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yes, and because of International Women's Day, and this is totally not just a coincidence, today's Kev's cocktail is the Pink Lady.
Oh.
It's very pink.
That's an apple.
It's a pink lady. So some fun facts about the Pink Lady.
is-
This is a Prohibition era cocktail. It's called a Pink Lady because it's pink and many ladies drank it in nightclubs and stuff. And it's actually considered one of the first girly drinks, just because of its color and of its flavors. And actually I learned, so maybe not learned, but just want to say some facts. So during the Prohibition era, alcohol sucked. Like not only was it hard to find and hard to get, like the stuff you could get and afford was like terrible quality.
You
And,
go
like,
blind.
Yeah, like it was not good. So that's why the American cocktail revolution started, because people needed to hide the bad taste. So this cocktail is it's mostly
Can't
gin.
believe that's actually what it's called.
So it's mostly gin. It's a brandy. It's supposed to be Applejack, which is a very specific kind of brandy, but I don't have it, so I just use regular brandy. Lemon juice, grenadine, and an egg white. Shaken up in a shaker with ice and poured in a cocktail glass, which I don't have either. So the Pink Lady.
Yeah, it should be poured in like a martini glass, right?
In a coupe. So cheers.
Which one's a coupe?
It's like the short one. Cheers.
Did you want
Cheers.
Hide the bad taste. Mostly gin, bro. This does not compute.
Oh no, it's delicious. Oh god. Oh my.
That is danger.
I am with Patty, but then again, I also do not do the gin, as I have established many times before.
Yes.
Patty and I are...
Gin and squirt is the way to go for me.
Oh, if we ever do an in-person podcast, we'll have to do everyone do Kev's Cocktail Corner.
Yeah, Kevin, I'll have to make 6 drinks.
Yeah, this is with Tanqueray. They recommended using a dry gin in this cocktail to be more authentic.
And Tanqueray is a dry London gin.
Yes.
London.
The only good thing London is
Also,
good for.
Tanqueray is
Absolutely nothing.
Henry's
War.
pretty good, and
Who?
Bombay Sapphire's pretty good, but
What is
Tanqueray's
I get Seagram's.
I got bronchitis.
Leave.
You know who doesn't have bronchitis anymore?
Me.
The entire population of the island?
Yeah, because they're all healed. Because they're
Or
fucking.
dead.
No, we're not there yet, babe.
We'll get there.
We also
Get
can't.
there when we
Apparently,
get there.
chat also
Get there when we
can't
get
hear
there.
you, Chris.
Can't hear me?
You're quiet, is what they're saying.
Is your microphone on?
I'm blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah.
Blah, 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 blah.
It's picking you up on mic. Let me try. Hold on.
Hopefully,
Everyone
it's
talk.
better.
Everyone talk. Talk.
Okay, talk again, babe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see how that is. I can't find my stupid little, my
Okay.
shitty little
Oh shit.
body.
Is that better?
Shitty little body.
Is that Media Club? That's Media Club. There we go. Midnight
There we-
Moss.
Is that one better? I don't know.
Midnight moth. One.
Mole.
So we got a lot to go.
Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, we do.
Also, I have the best way to lead in here. So, 'cause when we last left,
Hold on. We have a lot to go over. Plays Titanic flute.
I mean, to be fair, the internet's a bunch of trolls.
Since this is the last mass, I need to change into something more appropriate than this shitty jersey.
Okay.
Oh.
So,
This is
what
a
do you
bit.
got there?
Oh God, it's
All
a
right.
bit.
I
Hold
love
on.
it.
I had to move this Media Club thing. Hold on. We gotta show that. There you go.
Yeah, we gotta move the.
Oh, it's okay, Patty.
They make tuxedo undershirts.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So good.
Steve, that's what I'm gonna be wearing under my suit for your wedding.
Fair enough.
Anyways.
Anyways, so, and when we last left off, Riley had gotten by the angel, and
Nom nom nom.
so so I had no doubt that he would have survived. And just to quote the note that I wrote, the biggest question I had was whether or not Riley would drink the Kool-Aid. The answer is a fiery no.
No, fuck that shit. Literally, fuck this shit. I'm out.
I'll be honest. I barely remember anything about episode 5.
Yeah.
5
was a
was
while
mostly
ago.
just explanation of what's going on.
And then just like
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Yeah.
There wasn't a whole lot.
Then the ending, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And- Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. Oh,
No, this
go
is also
ahead.
the first time that Mildred goes back to church.
Looks
And she's
Oh, yeah.
like,
Better than her daughter, honestly.
yeah, and she was just like baffled by like how different it was and how like not what she remembered Father Pruitt being.
Yeah.
It's to quote my notes. Welcome to God's army. We're gonna do great things. It's a war, and there will be casualties. Not necessarily in that order, but it's just like I don't like the sound of that.
I put this over here before watching episodes 6 and 7, but I don't want you to go near that place. I don't think you have to worry about the doctors disobeying you, only maybe for science. And it's like, oh. Also, the big thing about this episode, though, which is kind of the big centerpiece to...
Thank you for the gifted sub,
or
Patty.
was... Oh, wait, no, that was episode 4. Never mind. Just bringing back, because in the previous episode there was the big monologues about what happens when you die, and near my God to thee was playing while Leon there. The sun was.
Well, I think the biggest. I mean, most of this episode was Riley explaining to Aaron what happened while they sat on the boat.
Flashback to while he turned. Well, his. Now, here's my question. I don't think it was really addressed as to how Riley turned. Was he fed like?
No, the monster broke his neck or like fed on him and then cut his wrist and fed him blood.
I must have missed
we never
that
saw
part.
that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
no,
I'm about to say,
we never saw that.
Oh, okay.
Because I was about to say the rest of the island got turned because they drank the communion wine spiked with vampire blood.
If I had to guess, Father Pruitt probably saved him.
That's what I'm guessing,
Yeah.
but like it wasn't specifically shown, which is why it was a little odd.
I don't know.
He saved them. They had an AA meeting to do.
You're not getting out of AA that easily.
Yeah, and I don't have, and everybody, poor Sturge, he just cutting it. Nat said this just out of context. Poor Sturge cutting himself for Jesus.
Also, fuck Sturge, because that guy's a dick.
Oh, but I kind of like Sturge.
No,
though.
fuck Sturge.
No,
I kind of
I-
like Sturge.
No, we're not fucking Sturge. He's just a good boy that is.
No.
No,
Were you guys not paying attention to the last two
Yeah, we
episodes?
were.
He's
Yes,
more
he
than complicit in all of that.
He is
everyone's complicit by the end, Steve. It's just a
Fair.
matter of like he went from like handyman to I guess I'm in this now and just got kind of swept along for the ride. Like he really didn't seem like he wanted to do it until like the very end where it's like this is for a lot of these people, this is a very big case of sunk cost fallacy, I think, where by the end of it, they're like, well,
I'm already
we're
in it.
here.
Yeah.
Might as well finish it.
Yeah.
And so just while we're on that, and it's the whole thing too, where like even like Father Pruitt talks about it later on, about how, it's not become about God anymore. It's become about like him and everyone, and it just you kind of just there are people definitely in religious settings that can kind of get sucked in and not realize what they're doing, even though it's against their like personality, kind of. So I think Sturge was a good person. It's just that he was kind of misguided.
Misguided.
Yes.
And then asked
That's the
to
right
do
word.
something that like because he's always been Bev has always told him sort of what to do, like Candyman stuff like that. He's always sort of answered to her and the mayor.
Yeah.
And the mayor was just kind of like, she says, let's roll him up in a fucking rug. Let's roll him up in a fucking rug. And Sturge's like,
Yeah.
Gotta get rid of this dead body.
All of the authority figures on the island are just like, hey, we're going to do this. And he's just like,
I mean, you guys.
All right.
Me, so...
yeah.
Yeah,
He wasn't. I don't think like he didn't. Obviously, in the last one, we saw that he didn't. He was not okay with really anything that he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna bring back to episode 5 is that it's amazing just the level of zero fucks that Bev Keane continues to give about vampirism. And just how and one of the things Nat and I did and we did this after Bly Manor too, because Red Letter Media, while they normally do movies, did a review of both this and Bly Manor, and we watched the review this, and one of the things they cited in their non-spoiler review was showing the example of people kind of pulling Bible verses out of context and using them to justify their means, which is essentially how Bev not only pushes her agenda, but also gives zero fucks about vampirism.
Well, it's the whole thing of it's cherry picking the Bible. It's just a thing that people just do in real life, where like
She quotes a lot of Old Testament and Revelations. I'm just saying.
yeah, where they pick very specific lines, even though there are other lines in the Bible that contradict those lines.
I got one of my favorite
I was
moments
written
is in episode 7, and I'll talk about it when we get there. But
But I think Bev is just a very fascinating case of just having your interpretation and then being completely blinded by everything else and just looking 100% ahead towards that and missing all of the very obvious warning signs of it maybe not being that.
Mm-hmm. Are we just talking about Bev now, or are we going to keep on the episode topics?
The one thing I just wanted to... The two more things specifically about episode 5 that I wanted to call attention to is just how fantastic the relationship was between Riley and Aaron, and just how there was just so much love there, even though there wasn't any moment of sexual, like, coming together of any kind, that you could feel the love there, even though without the presence of sex, because him just saying "I love you, Aaron Green," just
I literally have that a quote of that. My just goes like,
hey, can we stop talking for a second? We're trying to figure out my mic.
I think it's better now.
Maybe.
You're good.
Okay.
You're
cool.
good.
All right, yeah, go for it, Steve.
I was just like, angst. I am fueled by this. It was so good.
Yeah. Also, this is the only episode. Episode 5 was the only one that I made a point of to watch the credits in its entirety.
Were there end sequences?
No,
but it's kind of hard to stop during that particular end
during
sequence.
Riley's during Aaron screaming.
Oh.
Aaron was screaming and crying the entire time.
I was
That was
just
hard.
curious how long it lasted and just how far it was going to go, and it lasted a bit.
When I started up episode 6, normally I watch this after Vanessa goes to bed because she don't do horror shit. Fair
It
enough.
wasn't even that horror-y.
Well,
Yeah,
still, she doesn't like spooky stuff and spooky images.
That's fine. There were a couple of jump scares.
It's
a lot
I'm
of
not.
gore.
Yeah, I'm not judging.
Really no.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh, so basically, I started up episode 6, but for whatever, because Netflix does it for some reason, it doesn't think I finished episode 5. So it basically opens up on it started up on Riley fucking dissolving and Aaron screaming, and Vanessa texts me going like, "What the fuck was that?" And I'm just like, "Oh, that's just the main character bursting into flames and dying."
Not the main character, actually.
Well, the main character up to that point.
Yeah.
He is a main character.
There are 2.
And my note for that is maybe not such a good idea to burst into flames on a wooden boat.
It worked out.
Just
Treated wood.
I'm sure it is, but as those of us who played Don't Starve know, it's not a good idea to set campfires on a fucking
I'm on
boat.
fire, I'm wet, and I'm on fire, and I'm wet.
We were cold. You guys were complaining, so I lit a campfire, you fuck.
Yeah.
We also didn't know that was going to happen.
Sure.
There was
We fucked
water.
around and
I
found
shouldn't
out.
have lit on fire.
If you don't know what we're talking about, there's a Twitch clip on my channel. Go watch it. It should be called "I'm on fire and I'm wet." It's great.
My last thing I wanted to talk about episode 5 was where Pruitt puts Bev in front of Riley to demonstrate the hunger. My notice: drain her, bite her,
Kill her!
please put us out of our misery.
Oh, don't worry.
So yeah, 6. Aaron goes and talks to Sarah, and like now Mildred definitely looks younger than Sarah.
Just a little bit of white in
100%.
her hair now.
And essentially just says like, I don't know what's going on, but something's happening at the church,
Well,
and
she
there's
just
something in blood.
She shows Aaron the blood.
Yeah.
It's like, you're not
Yeah.
crazy. I mean, if you're crazy, we're all crazy.
Her little metaphor with the hand washing guy was a bit long winded, but got the point across.
I liked it.
I think it was
Fucking
important.
bonkers is the.
No,
quote
I learned
have.
something new.
Yeah, that was very
Oh yeah,
important.
me too.
It was also kind of important to setting up the
Her blood.
Just-
Yeah.
that and just the general mindset of freeing your mind to new possibilities.
Essentially,
Which is
like what is common sense to us now was crazy to people back then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like, why do you need to wash your hands?
Which also you could like very easily flip around and say like that justifies like Bev and Father Pruitt's position on things.
True.
But so it's a very gray area kind of term for kind of mindset to use.
Yeah, that's fair. I think about it that way.
The sheriff monologue fucking shattered me.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Oh yeah.
Uh, It shattered me.
After
Ralph
that,
Foley for
Kevin.
Best Actor.
After that, Kevin was like, "Oh, he's fucked." I'm like, "He's been fucked since the beginning."
Yeah. He was a Muslim on an island full of white people. He
White
was not
Catholics.
taking it off.
White Catholics,
A
yeah.
white Catholic.
But yes, that speech kind of just stole the show.
Ugh.
It was so good, but part of me thought I feel like they should have dropped maybe a few more hints at that along instead of just having one giant massive plot dump basically right at the end. But that's just my opinion.
Wouldn't
They-
you just consider the casual racism as like subtle hints
Yeah.
to that?
Fair enough.
I mean, they were kind of giving like not like that broad of like strokes of like, hey, I was part of NYPD, I was a detective, but like they kind of imply that he gave up stuff to come to Crockett.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that part at least was kind of implied.
I have the note. You want me, the brown-skinned Muslim man, to investigate the white people church. You think that's a good idea?
But to be fair, he does.
He does, and he does
With a pew pew.
with a pew pew.
Because she's.
Alright.
That's later.
I know. No, I think that's the same episode.
We're not go. It's the same episode. Yeah.
It's the same episode, but
But
yeah.
later in the episode, yeah.
Yeah.
I did like when Sarah was like, "You don't carry a gun."
Yeah, that was like
Kevin and I were like, "Carry a gun, carry a gun, carry a gun."
Yeah. To be fair, though, there's a lot of this episode I don't remember because from the moment the processional started to the end of the episode, I was just in an anxiety
Oh, I know,
attack.
right? I'm just like taking notes and watching at the same time.
and just being like, oh, because that I knew the second I'm like, oh shit, this is the moment.
Meet
This
your
is-
new vampire boyfriend.
No, oh god. And although, yeah, and just like I was just, and I am an anxious motherfucker, so that was just,
Yeah, this was very much the setup to the shit's fucked episode that would follow it.
My note so there's a whole sequence of them handing out candles and walking to the church, and my note of that is, how long does one hymn last? Fuck.
You'd be surprised.
Very long. Very long, Steve. We can make it last for a very long time.
As someone who
Catholics,
plays
man.
music, for that, it can go for a very long time.
Fucking
that little
Catholics.
repeat bar at the end, we make a heavy use of that.
even then, like sometimes in church you'll be handed like a pamphlet that says like lines 2 and 4, and then but then they give you
ad nauseum.
but they give you the same thing, like they give you the full thing, and it's like 8 verses, but you're just singing 2 and 4 during that one mass.
Yeah.
But there's like 8 verses in that song, and each time you got to sing the hymn again. Gotta go to the verse and sing the hymn, and gotta go back.
I just have like tiny bullet points for like the next like 20 minutes of the episode, but
You don't need to read them all.
Oh, I'm not going to. But the one I did want to call attention to was I think something I brought up. I don't think I brought it up on stream. I think it was actually in our Twitter chat. Was like, wait a second, if that guy is Monsignor Pruitt, why'd he fuck up the how do you pronounce it, Catholics?
The vestment.
Yeah, how did he fuck up the vestment? And he did it on purpose.
Yeah, I knew that was on purpose.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
We talked about it last
we didn't-
week.
I mean, well, what?
Not last week.
Or 2 weeks ago, we actually talked about that.
We discussed it 2 weeks ago. It wasn't
When it
revealed
happened.
back then, but
Yeah.
Yeah, but
we
I
theorized it wasn't on accident.
Yeah.
Right, but I wasn't certain. Yeah, but right, correct. So now we figure out why he did it. It's because he's a pretentious fuckwad.
he's
I
not a
don't-
pretentious
not
fuckwad.
I'm gonna go ahead and say,
Oh.
for as evil as some of
There he
these
is.
characters' actions were,
There's the boy.
I didn't hate anyone by the end of this show.
I hated
really
Bev.
did.
Bev.
Bev was the only one
I-
I hated.
even then,
No.
we'll
Bev
get
has
to
no
that, but
Bev has no moral
no
backbone.
right. She has no
Qualities.
right.
And she has nothing that redeems her at the end. We'll fight
Speaking
about
of
it
that,
later.
we'll get to that.
Of
but-
all the things that came full circle in this episode, the rat poison was not the one that I anticipated would come
Yeah,
back.
I think me and Steve, as cult podcast listeners, had some heavy flashbacks at that moment.
I literally have a note at the
Isn't that,
end that
like-
saying this is it was mostly because I've been binging cult podcast at work, and this is like a lot of the religious cults that they go over are offshoots of like a mainstream religion,
Yeah.
or
Typically not Catholicism, but not Catholicism.
exactly. So this is where they're kind of all Father Pruitt is their cult leader, and they're going off of his interpretation of end times and events and the Bible and stuff like that. I was like, wow, this is wow. The cult podcast has trained me well.
Yeah, it was basic. Like if you get deep into cults, it is very much a play-by-play of how this kind of stuff starts.
Speaking of poison, the angel shows up in full religious regalia, just fucking drinking in the attention.
How did he get it on? How did the father put it on? Did he just
Fair
stand
points.
there and be like,
I mean, the vampire seems to be an intelligent being, if like a little single-minded, as we see in the next episode.
I mean, he
Yeah.
was wearing Father Pruitt's outfit in the
Earlier.
first one.
yeah.
And for thousands of years, he was probably starving. So, like,
Well,
Yeah.
I had a question or a theory. So Chris asked, like, what if they don't eat? And I pretty much said, I think it turned into that. Like I think you kind of turned into that wild animal bat thing. Like if
Maybe.
you don't eat, essentially, because essentially the eating brings in more human blood, which kind of balances you out. But then if you don't get enough human blood, it kind of takes
Good theory.
over, and you become that bat thing. Because it's implied that he was locked in that tomb for like 1,000 years,
yeah.
Working
Yeah.
out.
For a while.
working out, getting swole, lifting
Yeah.
rocks.
Yeah. Oh, but
I would not describe him as swole.
quick
No, he was
backtracking.
not
Drinking.
I hope y'all appreciated the gag warning I gave, because I had a really difficult time once everyone started drinking the Kool-Aid.
I did, and I ignored it.
Were you waiting for that?
No, but I just remembered it.
It didn't bother me that much. I mean, I think the no, go for it.
You both started at the same time.
Yeah, Steve, you first.
I was just saying it was more the emotional stuff where I was like, no, don't do it. God fucking damn it. And then they all fucking did it, even though Lisa's just like, what the fuck are you
Keep the
doing?
cat tree there in case it comes back.
Yeah, I got dinner, and then I was like, well, Monica said that this episode was kind of rough. Fuck it.
This chicken's good. It's swing.
Yeah, of all the things I could eat during this, fried chicken, bone-in chicken with my hands.
Fried chicken, it's not like chili soup, something red.
We had
Yeah.
ramen. It was Slurpee.
I never watched this at dinner.
We did stop eating. Like once I saw them with the poison, or like after, like once when Sturge went on his knees, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna pause and watch.
So
Yeah, I legit almost puked during
Really?
that scene.
So.
I am that squeamish. I do not like that. That is one of like I don't even know how I could have kids someday, because I just can't stand that like gagging noise. Just nope.
So in other words, we shouldn't probably never watch The Boys then.
Why do they throw up a lot in it?
Oh no, because I think The Boys is like
it's so gory.
it's
Trust me on this
gore
one.
beyond
Not even the gore. It
like.
was just the gagging and the vomiting. That was
Oh,
what got me.
okay.
Alright, fair enough.
I've had this USB brick for maybe like a year, and I didn't pull off the plastic bit.
Oh wait, can I have that?
This?
No, the USB.
Oh.
Unless you're using it.
Wonderful.
I want to
So-
charge my chair. I want to charge my chair.
So charge your chair.
It's got a massage pillow.
The new chair,
I too have a massage pillow, but it's just a vibrator, and I
I
never
would like
bothered
to
plug it
flash
in.
back 20 minutes to when Kevin said, "I can't afford to go XLR."
This was a this is a present.
No, I-
Look at the nice
I
new
want the
chair.
Yeah.
Look
He-
at it.
he matches me
You did
again.
need a new one.
Yeah, the other one was like falling
The
apart.
other one is now for the cats. They can spice it up as much
So
as-
rapid fire. Ali goes to drink the thing. Sheriff's like, fuck this shit, tries to shoot people, gets immediately disarmed after shooting it in the air. Ali goes ahead and drinks it anyway.
Has to watch his son
Um,
die.
Has to watch his
That's
son
fucked up.
die for now. Well, yeah, die.
He doesn't know.
Um,
For all
Millie,
he knows, it's all fucked up.
let's see. Sheriff gets held down. Major scuffle. Everyone's drinking the thing. Millie shoots Paul on the goddamn head and then gets immediately
yeah, Mildred.
yanked out the door by the angel. Everyone starts coming back, and then my note is, why hasn't Bev turned?
'Cause
Well,
she fucking
because she
hid.
didn't.
Because
Because
she's
she,
a coward.
She's a
yeah.
coward bitch that.
Well,
Should've
she
died
didn't
in the
turn
first
because she
place.
didn't die.
Yeah.
Well, because she hid.
Yep.
That's why.
Yeah, she hid, and then they
But
found
I
her,
love,
and
I love Erin's reaction to that. She's like, "You hid."
I'll just be 5 minutes. I'll just be 5 minutes behind.
we've got
We
5.
got 5 minutes.
Ah, love it.
So good.
That was
And then there's a
movie line.
there's a mass feeding rush because well, I mean, Paul wasn't there to guide them, and Bev said, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
It is kind of loud. Can you guys hear that?
What? No.
It does
Uh,
kind of sound
anyway.
like a vibrator.
Bev throws open the doors to the church and lets the flock out into the night to do shit.
Yeah. Sturge is like, "Why?" He was trying to stop her for that too. So again, good boy Sturge.
Good boy, Sturge.
He is a good boy.
I like Sturge.
Yeah.
He's a good boy.
Yes.
I like the effects on the people's eyes as they wander about.
Yes.
The animal-
Yeah.
I did like that.
The animal glare. I forget
Just
what
a
it's
little
called.
bit.
And also, Bev,
And the other
once
one's
she does finally turn.
Ah.
Pretty lights.
Bev is a moth.
So it's called the Tabatum lucidum, which is the shining layer,
Ooh.
which is the tiny
Yeah.
mirror in the back of many type of nocturnal animals' eyes, because it helps.
Oh,
them
that
see-
tracks super hard for
It
vampires.
helps
Yes,
them
I owned a
see.
Game Boy Advance SP
What?
backlight.
Yeah, backlight.
It's
The SP was the first backlit.
not a backlight, it's a mirror, and it's a dogs and cats as well.
What the
so
fuck,
that
Ryan?
it's like-
Yeah, I didn't have it.
I'm not apologizing.
I didn't have a Game Boy
What did
Advance.
you
I went right
send?
to.
What did you send?
Best persona is a moth. You could just say that out loud, bud.
Well, we're past that.
So,
Well, we're past
episode
that.
7. Somebody wakes up on the ground, and it actually took me quite a bit to figure out who it was.
Oh, it didn't.
It was
Yeah.
Mildred.
Yeah, to me, it's
I
Yeah,
figured it
I
out
knew right
eventually.
away.
I
Oh, I
figured
knew
it out
right away.
eventually, but it was the hair color that threw me off, I think.
Yeah.
Now she's
because
super young.
she's her-
Now she's her.
Super Mildred.
Did it hurt?
The Mildred that flies.
Did what hurt, Ryan?
Isn't that what Pruitt said to
Oh.
Mildred?
No,
Yes, I thought you were going for a
Hey.
joke there. My bad.
He asked
When
if
the angel
that's-
dropped you.
Like that's
Same thing.
Like yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, yes, it gnawed on my neck. It gnawed on my neck for about 20 minutes. So yeah.
Monica, you were trying to say something?
Was I? I don't think I.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I-
I just saw a look
yeah,
on your
there's-
face.
Yeah, there's just the aspect of in terms of one of the very interesting things I noted, in terms of the very inconsistent rules of de-aging, because for the older people of the island, it's like it's very inconsistent, like because Pruitt talked about how it went to his prime age, whereas
Mhm.
Riley didn't de-age at all.
Pretty
When
much
he
nobody de-aged
Well,
except
Riley's like what? Like our age, maybe? a
yeah,
little
but
older?
still, like you'd think, like in his if he was going back to his prime, he'd go back to before prison.
I
Unless
think it
this
was-
is currently his prime.
I think prime was more a metaphorical thing. Like it fixes your bodily ails. Like if you want to get super technical about it, it probably
Oh, yeah,
like
'cause,
it.
Like,
Aging is just when your cells basically kind of start to break down, your organs start to fail, your if you want to get real technical about it, it's when your telomeres on your genes get shortened and the gene copying starts to eat into like the good data. Nerd.
I was gonna be like, I'm the scientist.
I was gonna be like, thanks, Mr. Bio Major.
Hypothetically, it could like lengthen your telomeres, or I don't fucking know, but like.
What I was kind of assuming is that it's all about what age you were healthiest at, I think.
Yeah.
Also, wouldn't it take...
So you could be the healthiest at 40 years old.
Yeah, you could be the healthiest. So, like, Riley is now alcohol-free. He's sober. He's cleaned up. This could be his healthiest. Yeah. Mildred could have... She could have, like, her brain could have started deteriorating at an age of, like, 30. So that's why she went back so far.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or it's just plot device, and we shouldn't really be able to think about it too hard.
I think they just wanted to have young Pruitt and young Mildred at the end of the thing.
Also, the de-aging thing, wouldn't that take time?
Hi, Danny.
No, I mean,
You'd think.
Pruitt was an old man when we went into the cave. The next morning, he woke up a young man.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it also took Mildred how long to de-age from what state she was in? At the
She wasn't a
beginning of the
vampire
show?
yet, though. Because the whole
That's
thing is
true.
that in this universe, they established that you could take in as much vampire blood as you want, and it heals you and shit, but you don't become a vampire until you die.
Well, yeah, and so
Right.
with Pruitt...
Danny!
Yeah. Hi. See, it's the eyes doing the thing. Shut up, Danny.
Oh, she's so grumbly.
Oh, you ate some wet food. I smell it.
Yeah. You smell
Yeah.
it. So I've actually grown to love the smell of cat food because when Abby didn't eat, I never smelled it on her, and then what happened after that. Anyway, with Father Pruitt, the creature gave him a lot of blood at once as well, like
True.
just like one of them. So could be the amount of blood, and he was only seeing Mildred. I mean, he was
that's
seeing
right.
Mildred every day.
I think he did visit her every day for communion.
Yeah.
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 Because they were not just childhood friends.
They were childhood fuckers.
Well, she was also
Oh, we
married.
called it, boys. We fucking
She
called
was-
it.
she
I-
was married
thank
and
you.
an adulterer.
Good job,
I called
Monica.
I really like the resolution to that though, where Pruitt specifically says that he does not consider any of that to be a sin. Like he doesn't see that as a mistake at all. That was a really nice moment there.
And then when he was just to Sarah, they just said to Sarah, "I'm so proud of you. I love you."
And he was like, yeah, do it. Burn it down. And then you were like, oh my god, Pruitt is the best character in the goddamn show!
I thought his character turn was a little sudden, but it
is very
He never had a
out of
character turn, though.
for typical cult leaders, but I think he had enough not wherewithal and wisdom within himself to realize that he had done something wrong.
Hot take, maybe not hot take. He's not the cult leader.
Bev is.
Bev is the cult leader.
Bev is,
Yeah.
yes, but he started.
He's
it.
the figurehead.
He's definitely the figurehead, but the figurehead is not always the one in charge, i.e., the British government.
He is the
What?
Joe Exotic
Oh.
to Bev's Carol Baskin.
No.
No,
I don't know if
more.
that's the correct
I don't think
metaphor.
that's
No.
No.
They were enemies, Mike.
They hate
fought.
each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I never saw Tiger King.
It's more like
Why did you know?
it's more like British Parliament to the royal family,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where like the royal family is the ones that seem like they're in charge, but Parliament's really the ones in
fellow
charge.
kids.
I watch Netflix.
No, what is it? What is it?
It is how do you do, fellow kids?
No, yeah, that. But then the Carol Sorry, you got me like Carol Baskin.
Carol Baskin.
She goes-
Goddamn Carol Baskin.
She's like, "Hi, all you good cats and kittens."
Cats and kittens or something like that.
We can just move past that.
Anyway, back to the show. There was a moment that I liked when Annie comes out of the burning house after Bev Molotovs the shit out of it to talk to Bev.
Yeah, Mama Flynn getting a little Molly Weasley on Bev's ass.
Terror-loving sheriff is the note that I have. It says, "Fucking Christ, racist even at the end of the world." Basically, end of the world. You get the idea, though.
But then Ollie pulls through.
Ali pulls through, and you aren't a good person. Finally, someone said it.
Yeah, that was
person.
Which I think says a lot about Bev. We don't get a lot of backstory on Bev. We get practically nothing, and
we mostly get the fact that she manipulated the town into using their lawsuit money to build the community center.
Pretty much it, but we get that.
Also, Joe also mentioned he's like, she's always been the way she was.
Because he went to school with her,
Yeah, he was in her class and talked a little bit about like how she's always been the way she is.
Yeah,
so they get the little bit there.
Honestly, it's sometimes personally, my opinion, I don't think you necessarily need a backstory in that. Sometimes a bad person is just a bad person. You don't need to have some like, they were abused as a child or some shit like that. Sometimes
that's not the point I'm getting at. The point I'm getting at is specifically the line that Riley's mom tells her is she says, "I'm going to say something that probably no one has ever said to you." That's the part that I really latched on.
And I think she said it should have been said a long time ago or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's just been Bev as the shitty self-righteous person that she is has just been allowed to fester for her entire life.
So something I like to say that I kind of compared her to out loud with Chris is that Bev reminds me of, and this isn't just necessarily a Catholic thing, this is everyone that's ever been to a religious service where they're singing. There's always someone in the audience who's trying to sing just a little bit louder than everyone else,
or holds the last note just a little
or
too
holds
long.
it just a little too much, or is saying the response prayers a little too loud. And I'm like, that's Bev. That's Bev. That's Bev.
I think the person to hold a little too long just because they wanted to see if I could.
Yeah, I know, but
but
but there are definitely people at my church that I went to as a kid. There was this one guy who he's not a good singer. Like I'm all for singing and stuff, but just not a very good singer. He would purposely sing very loud, and even as a kid, I was like, "Listen, buddy, God's not gonna pay attention to you more because you're singing a little bit louder."
Also, tune yourself.
And that's another thing that Riley's mom touches on is that God does not love you more than anyone else.
He loves you just as much as he loves the sinners.
And why does it bother you?
Exactly.
Yes.
That was a good line.
So good. Then she slits her own throat and distracts Bev and Sturge with a feeding frenzy.
Poor Warren.
Yeah.
Poor Warren, though. He saw his dad get taken away, and then his mom just leaves through a fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, buddy. And he doesn't know what happened to his brother.
No. No. That's right. He doesn't.
It's funny how I recognize so many of these songs. So before the entire town starts singing at the end, there's a song that's kind of playing in the background, and I couple times with Chris, and I was like, "It's Were You There? It's Were You There?" Yeah. She's like, "What are you talking about?"
Credits song for episode 5, I think.
I don't remember.
It was the credits song for one of the episodes.
As someone who was raised Lutheran, I recognize 0 of them.
I had to rely on Nat to help me with some of the more.
Oh, is Nat Catholic as fuck?
He's not Catholic. He's just I forget the exact denomination, but
Episcopal.
I don't know, but he's religious enough to recognize some of the symbolisms within the show.
It was kind of cool, like the thing with Erin is, so Erin sacrifices herself pretty much to destroy the vampire's wings, and then she's lying on the grass, neck torn to shit, and she kind of combines her opinion of death and Riley's, where she makes it a little bit spiritual and a little bit scientific, and so like I really liked that kind of like, coming to like a nice little closing point. That was a very nice touch.
The only thing was by the time she was going to be resurrected, she was going to burn.
Well, no, I don't think she went to communion.
She didn't want to come back.
No, she would have had enough blood in her.
I don't think she ever went to communion.
She had to.
She was
because her blood set on fire.
Yeah, her blood's on fire. There were
repeated
scenes of her exchanging heated glances with Riley in the pews.
You're right.
And her baby got
Deleted.
Delete it.
Delete his fetus.
Maybe you got Control Z.
And if there's a hell, we're all going there.
Steve,
Also,
we are on such the same brain length.
right on the two things about that Aaron scene. One, right before that monologue, and to me the strongest imagery that resonated to me in that episode was the angel nibbling her neck, which Ryan earlier put in the chat, the nuzzles and wuzzles your neck. And
She pulled him in.
Am I wrong?
I understood that reference.
When she grabs his head and pulls him back in, I'm like,
yeah.
that's kind of hot.
And then
I didn't interpret
Oh,
that way.
my God.
Kev,
To
you
me,
need Jesus.
to me, I
Or a
took that
bunk.
the opposite way, as this is a woman who's been sexually assaulted before and is trying
Oh.
to distract and escape.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, the ending of this show was
that's
very
awkward.
woman power. Like there was a lot, like
Yeah.
even like Bev's kind of like thing at the
International
end. Yeah, I mean it's fitting because it was very like women coming forth.
Aren't
You
you
know,
glad we held off a week?
I mean, yeah, because like,
Ryan.
Warren is the
And
little
you.
brother, right?
Warren's the little brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He essentially acts like a little bitch for the last half of this.
Can you
Would
blame
you
him?
not?
Hey,
I understand that, but in comparison to Lisa, who is just
That's
full
fair.
on, we need to get out.
We
of
need
here.
to
to be
leave.
fair, Lisa has regained her legs that she didn't have before since she was little. So
I got legs, motherfucker. I'm gonna use them.
So
wait, hang on, real quick, just back to nuzzles and wuzzles your neck. In the other group chat, the other Discord that we have with Kevin's like high school friends, that's his nickname. It's funny. I'm gremlin. Anyway.
I just wanted to talk about that when it flashed initially to the scene where Aaron has the monologue about what happens after you die, and I didn't know if it was where that was going at first, because at first I'm like, oh, is she going to like see her baby? And it's like, no, and even in the and it even has a different feel because Riley responses to her are a lot warmer and a lot more caring and kind than it was in the original scene.
Yeah.
Not that he didn't
say
feel
he didn't-
warm.
Talk much, did he? Did he say anything?
He did. He had this look about him, and
Oh,
it
okay.
was just more attentive and more how probably Aaron sees and wants to see Riley looking at her.
Fair enough.
Yep, that's fair.
And I like that.
Oh, I'd like to rewind a little bit, where Annie and Ed meet back up. I think Ed's his name here. Riley's
Is it
dad.
Ed or Ned?
Yeah, it's Ed.
Okay.
Ed.
Mama and Papa
Annie
Flynn.
Annie and Ed- Annie and Ed meet back up, and they find out neither of them have been feeding on either of their feeding on their neighbors. And I love this little bit. Is the general gist of it was whatever this is, it doesn't change who you are. With the implication being they're basically choosing to do it to other people. You have a choice, and they're choosing to give into it and kill willingly kill their neighbors.
What? Those two? They didn't do that.
No.
No,
the
but
other
that
people,
but the
the other people.
conversation
Gotcha.
the conversation implies that there's a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a choice. Like you can be.
You can
I
fight
mean,
It's very
You can fight-
hard, but you can fight it.
From what I understand, yeah.
I mean, of
Yeah.
course, none of us have been vampires, so we don't
No,
know
that's
how
fair.
hard it is to fight.
But
Hey,
it also
speak for yourself.
it also doesn't outright vilify the people who have given in, though. So I
Yeah.
think that was a solid choice.
Like
So.
Warren's friend, that Sturge, like I like to think Sturge
Yeah.
adopted him in the last half hour of their lives, where he's just like, "You think I killed my mom?" I'm just like,
Yeah, that was real sad.
or Howie, fuck Bev.
Fuck
Howie
that.
was out of nowhere being like a great
Yeah, right.
Random
representation of the.
characters. It's like, oh hey,
He's just
that's
like he was just a fisherman. He didn't he wasn't
Yeah.
super religious.
I mean-
He just went on his boat, did his job, and came home.
He treats
That-
me real nice.
Yeah.
That's why Sturge was still a great character at the very end. Yeah.
Again, the only character.
And he was like, "Go, you should go to the beach and watch the sunrise. I know how you like that." I was like,
And so this is the whole reason why I think Bev is the only character I don't like. I just can't get behind, is because at the very end she was the one that was like, fuck you, fisherman. You never came to mass. You need to come in, even though like God's message is literally all are welcome. Like there's literally like songs about all are welcome, and like the whole.
We've also established that she constantly picks and chooses.
Yeah,
really likes the Old Testament.
The Old Testament and Revelation.
Yeah.
Well,
also, I did note beforehand when they showed the inside of just all the cots. Immediate was like, that's not enough.
Yeah,
that's nowhere near enough. So I knew there was going to be some picking and choosing when the time came.
Mm-hmm. The other thing I really liked that just kind of solidified Bev as a bad person was that like everyone else on the island was just kind of like, yep, this is it. We're about to go see God. Like, let's just all accept it. But Bev, like at the very last minute, was like trying to like dig a hole for herself to survive. And I'm like, Bev, you bitch.
It was just so. It was so good.
I want to start. Sorry, I want to start. Did you have something? Or
yeah, I did. I just wanted to mention that while Bev definitely deserved more than just that single shot of her face on fire, she definitely deserved more than that. But that entire body go bye bye. Yeah, but that desperation and the realization is what she deserves. Is that
100%.
that moment where it crashes down, and that desperation, even though what was it they said early in the episode? Just a few more minutes.
Oh, and I guess while we're talking about it, I think my favorite little bit, or one of my second favorite bits, is that Ali and the sheriff are on the are praying to Allah and the beach, which is a sweet scene. But then you look over and there's fucking Bev watching it, just as kind of like a final fuck you to Bev.
No, but I mean, she was watching it, but then she also kind of dropped to her knees, and I thought for a second, I was like, is she gonna join them? Like, this is gonna be a really weird end to Bev. But then she just started digging a hole.
It's very fitting after calling him a terrorist the entire episode that the last religious moment she sees is Muslims praying. It's very it's good. I like it.
I want to start what I'm about to say by saying absolutely Beth deserved what happened to her, but the reason I still don't hate her by the end of this is she fully believed in everything that she was doing. She fully believed that she was doing good.
Yeah.
Like, she was fully committed. She was so blinded by this, what she saw as a golden opportunity, both for herself, obviously, but also to spread the good word, that she just was willing to forego human decency in the face of that. I've been thinking a lot in general about, especially in fiction, about the nature of evil. And I think Bev is a great example of how normal people can just do really fucking evil shit and think that they are in the right for it.
Yeah.
Are we?
No, sorry, I was laughing at what Harry was typing in chat. I wasn't.
I thought there was like a sound bit or playing or something.
No.
But yeah, so that's why I don't hate Bev by the end of this.
I don't agree with you, but I see your point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I see where you're coming from. I just got just kind of a note that I had was just. It was at some point in the episode, I don't even remember what she was saying, just because I kind of started tuning her out after a while, was just blah, 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 Bible, blah, 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 more Bible, and my thought after that, just have an original fucking thought. Stop quoting the Bible and think for yourself.
But she's not, and again, these characters are so well crafted, like, yes, fuck Bev Keane, but also, she's a
very well written villain.
She's a fantastic villain, and man.
So Go ahead, I guess.
If I might, I have one more moment that I think was probably my favorite moment, kind of spinning off of that last thing I said was, so the sheriff is, they catch the sheriff dousing the Bev Keene's little, the rec center in gasoline, and shoots him in the leg, fair enough. And then, see, I don't remember what the quote is because I couldn't type that fast, but he starts quoting the Bible at her just like she does to literally everyone, and then of course she shoots him again because Bev Keane is a stupid bitch.
The quote was something along the lines of God's sun shines on both the evil and the good.
It's just because that's gotta burn her biscuits. Just like having a Muslim quote the Bible at her when all she does is quote the Bible at other people. It's literally her entire character.
He's literally got ratioed.
Yeah, pretty much. I was just like, oh, mwah, way to go out, Sheriff. Yeah. Oh, the spoiler I got for the Sheriff was that I tried to look up his name. And I think in the status thing on the Wikipedia box, it says shot by Bev Keane. I'm just like, oh, God damn it.
This is why you don't look up stuff for shows that you haven't finished.
Well, they never gave us his first name. He was just Sheriff Hassan.
You still don't know his first name.
He doesn't have a first name. Yeah.
I'm surprised.
His first name is Sheriff.
His first name is Daddy.
His first name is Daddy,
yes.
Sheriff, or Agent.
As a brief visual note, the color grading on that sunrise was fucking beautiful. That's just some good filmmaking right there. Just real nice color palette for that sunrise.
Yeah.
You were gonna say something, Monica? Sorry, Chris.
No, Chris, go ahead.
No, you first.
I don't know what Steve was talking about, so go ahead.
You were about to say something to me. I said something about a spoiler I got, and you were gonna say something.
It's not important, Chris. Go ahead.
Fair enough.
What about when Dum Fly Pants decided to fly and escape the sun by going west?
That was another thing I really liked is they don't explicitly tell you that the vampire is dead.
Yeah. Yes, they do.
Well, they do.
No, they don't.
They 100%
no, they don't.
do.
They don't.
Nope,
they
hold on.
They
100% do. So, what I was going to bring up as my last thought is this show respects... Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Well, I guess, I guess it was animal instinct where he's like, I need to get away from the sun, so I fly this way, which is the direct opposite of the sun. But that leads into Kevin.
So, this show does an amazing job of respecting vampire lore. Different types, but very classic vampire lore. This show does a very good job of very classic vampire lore. There's a very classic vampire lore. It's more like a rule called the head vampire rule that essentially states that the head vampire, because it's like kind of passed down through generations, killing a head vampire, which essentially means it's a vampire that has turned to other vampires, either kills or cures the people that they have turned. So at the end, when Lisa's on the boat and she's like, I can't feel my legs, that implies that the head vampire has died.
Okay.
Boom!
Okay, hold up. I see where you're coming from. And so I Googled this last night, actually. I think they did an interview with one of the showrunners. I don't know. Okay, Flanagan explained, quote, we're not saying he died. Our hope really there was just to say that Lisa's concentration, her blood had begun to tip back and she was going to be okay. We didn't want it to confirm about the angel. In that way, you can never kill fanaticism. It'll always kind of come back.
See, that's why I liked the idea that you don't know that he died. The idea that this evil cannot be completely killed. Now, I also understand Kev's point is it very, very heavily implies it, but the fact that you do not visually see it, I think, is also important.
And plus, that's straight from the showrunner's mouth. So, I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I can 100% see why you interpreted it that way, but, you know.
I also had a similar interpretation.
All I was saying was that I thought that if that was the direction they were going, that's very honorable of vampire lore and stuff. Like, it's a piece of vampire lore that, like, is kind of There's a book series called Department 19 that I really, really like.
Oh yeah, I never finished those.
Yeah, it's essentially a book series about it's based in Britain, and it's pretty much Department 19 is the agency that hunts vampires. And in that universe, same thing, where the older the vampire, the stronger they get. But then later on in the series, and this isn't really a spoiler, but they discovered that the stronger of the vampire that turns you, the higher your potential is. So like being turned by like a super old vampire could make you a super strong vampire kind of thing.
Yes, Harry, the books are based in Britain.
I think
Britain? They're based in the UK. Leave me alone.
Ooh, artistic interpretation, like how the Bible can be interpreted to be helpful and loving, leaves a forgiving Joe, or horrific, Bev.
Bev.
Yeah, valid.
Yeah.
So does anyone... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I was very hungry for an epilogue, kind of like what they did with Bly Manor after that. But honestly, one, it doesn't really need it. But two, the hunger just came from just I'm so invested in these characters.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to know more. I wanted to know what happened to those kids.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Are you done? Sorry.
And like I would have loved if there were some more people that survived, like seeing them turn. If Erin lived, would her baby have returned? What would have happened if more of them survived the attack? Like,
no one survived.
I know, but I'm saying, but what if more of them survived? What if more of them have survived? Would they have regressed back? And it's just
like
such a
hidden in like a cave or something.
Right. Yeah, and like it just shows how well developed this world and these characters are that I was just like, I want to know more. Like, I would love a spin-off show telling the story of Pruitt and Mildred. Love that.
But like the whole thing is that the island is pretty much engulfed in flames at the end. I don't think anyone's surviving on there.
Well, no, but it's not the fact of if more of them survived. It's what if more of them survived? What would have happened?
Okay, but they're all singing, and then the sun rises, then immediately the singing stops.
Oh, so good.
I got chills on that. I was like, huh.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
Shout out to all you music people getting butthurt that they didn't resolve that chord.
I was kind of annoyed about that.
I am triggered.
No, and then I was just kind of wondering, do you think the kids heard the whole town singing or no?
I don't think so.
No, they're too far away.
You get to cuts of them while the song is going on, and you can't really hear it. Okay. So
I don't think so.
I really liked Aaron's little soliloquy with soliloquy is not the right word, monologue, where I liked the whole, basically the TLDR of her thing was given her enough time, hydrogen starts asking where it came from, was kind of the gist of it, and I really liked that.
Does anyone have any ending thoughts?
They never said the word vampire. That makes me mad.
They never said vampire.
Yeah, it's just like, do you guys not have vampire movies?
Well, to me, the vampire, the explicitly calling it vampire doesn't matter because that's not what it was about.
No, I know.
Yeah.
It was
Also, I think they were pretty
vampires.
I also think by the time Mr. Baldface showed up in front of everybody, they were way more preoccupied with other things than just saying that's a vampire.
I said something when the angel Voldemort showed up into church and he was at the head. I was like, oh, he's kind of cute.
And I was like,
Voldemort.
Babe.
And I was like, he's got a nose. It's cute.
Sturge runs over and says, "Did you put your name in the goblet of fire?"
And then you got Harry as Warren, you know.
Let's vote. So as normal, thumbs up means I like this. Thumbs down, thumbs up means I like this. I want to watch more stuff like this. Thumbs middle means I enjoyed it, but not enough to watch it on my own. I'll watch it if other people want to watch it. Thumbs down mean I did not like it. I don't want to watch any more of this. So we're gonna vote on 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
Hey.
Have we had a unanimous yes before?
Was Bly Manor
Bly?
unanimous? Because I only gave up thumbs up on Bly Manor and this. So I'm
Might have
unless
been Bly.
I don't think Bly Manor was unanimous.
No.
I'm not
Who-
sure.
I don't
Who
think
gave middle to
Ryan,
Bly?
I don't think likes Bly Manor.
Huh?
Ryan, did you
Yeah.
thumbs
What?
up Bly Manor?
I
Yeah.
think you gave. Oh, you
I
did.
like Bly Manor.
I know you thumbs middled something. I don't remember what it was.
Sweet Tooth?
Arcane.
yeah,
Oh,
Arcane.
Arcane, yeah.
which is honestly
League.
surprising to me.
Because it was League.
Okay.
People
But,
should know
yeah.
League
Twilight
just because
is
it's
better
League.
than Tom Cruise. Fight me.
All right, we don't know what the next media
I-
club is
I
yet,
actually
so
didn't dislike Twilight.
I know it's not that better. I mean, okay, yeah, the directing could be better, but it's not that bad of a movie.
anyways, Monica's movie.
Hey! So just to talk a little bit about, so when Nat and I were seeing Godfather last week, my parents had been trying to get a hold of us, and we're like, "Hey, can you do dinner?" And because Godfather was a long ass movie, we couldn't, and that played a lot on my Jewish guilt. So what we decided to do is we decided to make it up to them by inviting them along to the movie theater to join us in seeing this week's movie, of which my mom gave the glowing review. It felt very wet. So obviously we're talking about the Batman.
What?
No spoilers.
Yeah, we never. I want to see it.
mom's review of
so-
the Batman. It was very. It felt very wet.
It felt very
I don't know what
wet.
that means.
No spoilers.
This is a no spoiler review. And
I might actually.
on?
I'm gonna get another drink. You keep talking. I actually don't want to know anything
Yeah,
about this movie, so I'm
same.
gonna walk away.
Yeah.
I'm still here, Monica. It's fine.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, Mike will come back and he's seen it. So
Sorry, I don't want to know anything.
Yeah.
Cat.
okay.
I know.
I'll stick
So-
around, but if you get too spoilery, I'm out.
Okay. So Batman. God, Nat, spoilers.
Fuck!
Anyway.
God damn it,
So you
Nat!
got
know-
yourself a drink by me.
So
Can I have more wine?
So it was directed by Matt Reeves. So for those who don't know, Matt Reeves previously directed Cloverfield, and the final two movies of the 2010s Planet of the Apes trilogy, specifically Dawn of and War of Planet of the Apes.
Okay, all right.
So already pretty good pedigree. And
Is that the one with Franco in it?
maybe I don't know.
I don't know how many of
the-
them he's
I
in.
only saw the first one. All I remember is that I vaguely remember my. Oh wait, what was that, Nat? Oh my God, children! Franco was in Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh, okay.
Franco was in the first. That was Matt. The last two were fantastic.
Okay.
He wasn't
Okay.
He wasn't in those. He's already dead.
Thank you, dear.
I've only
So-
seen the one with Franco in it. I
Yeah,
don't
so-
remember much.
So this is starring obviously Robert Pattinson, Zoe Kravitz, Colin Farrell, and don't you dare look up who he's playing if you don't know who he's playing
I
before
already
the
know.
movie.
Lots of prosthetics.
Phenomenal performance. I gotta
No.
say.
Because you will be shooketh when you look at those credits and you'll be like, wait, that was Colin Farrell?
Himself.
Oh my God.
I mean-
I literally turned to Nat and I was like,
and he jumped off the cat tree to go get fucking ice.
I literally turned to Nat and I'm like, that was Colin Farrell? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, in fucking Bruges? And he's like, yeah. So, Andy Serkis is our Alfred. Does a good job with that.
Is he better than Gotham Alfred?
It's been so long since I watched Gotham, so I can't really make that.
Fair enough. Gotham
assertion.
Alfred is still my favorite Alfred as of right now. So we'll see how Andy.
I would say
Serkis
he's
does.
at least on par with Nolan Alfred.
Yeah, I would
at the
say
very
that's
least.
fair.
All right.
Yeah, also other notable names, Jeffrey Wright and Paul Dano are also in the movie,
And John Turturro.
and John Turturro. Yes.
Who's
so,
that?
He's the idiot guy in Transformers. The
There's a
guy
lot
who
of-
gets pissed on by Bumblebee.
Nope. Sorry.
So
Don't
In
watch
terms-
Transformers movies.
So in terms of the basic plot, is that in this universe, this is Batman in his second year of being the Batman, and there's this string of murders that the Riddler emerges and begins killing off key political figures in Gotham, and it's up to the Batman to sort through the riddles to get to the truth of Gotham's corruption and the Riddler before it's too late. So I'm not gonna lie, I was high-key skeptical about this movie. I was high-key skeptical when it was announced. I was skeptical when the trailer came out. I was skeptical when Mike put in chat that this was a good movie before I saw it.
No, that's understandable. I get it.
Literal professional critic.
No, Steve. I don't expect any of you to have the same taste as me on anything.
And what it came down to was 3 main points of why I was skeptical and the way it was countered all 3. I'll talk about what those 3 points were and how each of those points were countered by this movie. So point number 1 was another Batman movie? Really? So the thing is, this isn't another Batman movie, or a superhero movie for that matter. This is a gritty film noir crime drama that has a Batman skin kind of over it. And as things have already been established, like, it definitely leans more into the detective aspect of Batman, and it helps keep the pace moving despite the 3-hour runtime, which there were times it still felt long, but it didn't feel nearly as severe with how the mystery moved forward.
Oh yeah, this is a beefy fucking movie, but it never feels like it's slogging through anything ever.
Yes. Also, point 2. Ah, shit, they're gonna try to stuff too many villains in here, aren't they? Because during the trailer, I'm like, okay, so we've got Riddler, we've got Catwoman, we've got Penguin, potentially Joker, maybe, and I'm like, it's going to be a too many cooks thing that they're gonna try to do. So the counter.
Damn it, Nat.
So, but how do we? That was the one thing he could not stop fucking talking about when we were in the car.
Oh, Nat's mad as a Zack Snyder movie. Shocking.
Well, because there's a particular the line stated is "I am vengeance."
Okay, I love Batman, and I cannot take that line seriously.
And just how that is used in there, and counter is like Zack Snyder probably saw that and was like, "Huh."
Yeah,
that's how you can establish.
Love Batman. Batman's one of my favorite comic books, but it's anyone. I can't even anyone live action is growling, "I am vengeance." It's just like
that line is actually like really important thematically in this movie.
It is.
I'm sure it is. I'm sure it'll work better, but the way it was used in the trailer just made me go, "Come on!"
There's a point in the climax where it gets said again, and you go, "Oh."
Yes.
Okay.
So,
all right.
So to kind of reel back to point 2, whereas like I was worried about the amount of villains, because a lot of times in like when there's too many villains in a superhero movie, they kind of fight each other for screen time and they kind of lose character development on both. So jumping off of that last point, the villain problem is solved by filtering their characters through the roles of a film noir rather than a superhero movie. So, big example is treating Catwoman more as a femme fatale rather than a villain, and not treating Penguin as an antagonistic of the Batman and just a piece of the mystery.
So he's like the gangster kind of, the red herring or something. I don't know.
You'll see.
Okay.
And so Riddler still shines in the way that he is used. And God, I love this interpretation of Riddler. And because in previous cinematic Batmans, he's always been treated as a fucking joke. And it
literally played by Jim Carrey.
And it's one of those things that just shows like, yeah, he can be fucking scary. And then my other big third skepticism was, I'm unsure if Robert Pattinson can fulfill the duality of Bruce Wayne and Batman. Because in any of the previous cinematic Batman, it's always a huge challenge to strike that balance of playing the dark, brooding Batman, the dark, brooding intellectual Batman, and the billionaire playboy philanthropist Bruce Wayne. I personally can't speak for, and there's some that play one side better than the others. I can't speak for Keaton Batman or Val Kilmer Batman because I haven't seen those. But as far as in terms of the balance, like I think George Clooney and Ben Affleck make better Bruce Waynes, whereas Christian Bale makes a better Batman than a Bruce Wayne.
I can 100% get behind that.
So where Pattinson shines in this spectrum is the fact that they take away the playboy and philanthropist aspects of Bruce Wayne out of the picture, and where he's not really at that point in that development yet. He doesn't really, he's still so consumed with grief, even like 20 years later from the act of his parents dying, which also by this not being a superhero movie, they don't have to kill Thomas and Martha Wayne on camera for the umpteenth time. So he's still very much putting there's all this grief there and putting all of his identity into the Batman. And like there's a part there's a part about Alfred being like, hey, you got to meet with these accountants. You got to do something with this money. Or even the scenes between him and Catwoman are so funny to me because it's very much the opposite of the Playboy, because she very much is working him and he's like, I'm just here, man. And it's great.
He's just like, you got a lot of cats.
Oh, that was the one thing I forgot to note. There are like 6 cats, and 12 out of 10 would pet every single one of those cats. They are good cats. But yeah, that's one of the big things is just I think he's my favorite cinematic Batman. I would be so bold to say, because of just how well it's balanced.
I don't think your opinion is the minority.
So part of the reason why I asked my parents to come see this with me is that, as established, my dad is a huge comic book nerd. And I was wondering if he was able to identify some aspects of the comics. So I don't know if this would be a spoiler or not for you, Steve, but...
Long Halloween is what you're going to say?
Yes. Yeah, my dad was immediately was like, he cited that there were parts of the Long Halloween in there, Batman Year 1 or 2 for this matter. Also, upon my research, Matt Reeves also cited Batman Ego as an inspiration.
I'm not familiar with that one.
Apparently. Oh, there was... Yes, really over bail. Also, one of the interesting little tidbits, factoids that I found is that Robert Pattinson cited that of Kurt Cobain as his inspiration for his Bruce Wayne, someone just very uninterested in the fame and fortune.
I could see that. Now that you say that, I can see that.
So I'm more wondering if you're gonna get to why your mom called it wet, other than the fact that it's Gotham and it rains all day, every day.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Wet.
This is a very grimy Gotham, which is one of the things I loved about it.
Yeah, and I know that and we saw it in IMAX because whenever there's a movie we really want to see, we drive over to the Rich City AMC and go in their big IMAX. And I really loved seeing it on IMAX because it really added a crispness to the visuals, and also the sound just wasn't blaring in your fucking face as some IMAX movies are. I'm looking at you, Dune. So and I know Mike had posted in the chat, but they did put a special thanks section in the credits where they listed all the Batman authors and artists of the comics over the years. And one of the very fun things about my personal watching is my dad is like, see, there's some names I know. There's some... he's like, I know those names. And then he's like, yeah. And just in case anyone cares, which I think maybe only half of a person will care about this. He cited Neil Adams as his favorite Batman artist, followed by Jim Aparo. So there is a post-credit scene. Don't blink or you might miss it. Literally.
It's literally like 5 seconds long.
Post-credit scene. Don't blink. You might miss it.
Okay.
But overall...
Steve!
Yeah, we're talking about Batman. Yeah, and yes, his parents die. Spoilers. Oh, well. Martha is the name of Batman's mom. Whoa. Anyway, overall, it's a very refreshing take on Batman leaning into the brain rather than the brawn of the bat. Definitely worth a watch. And again, it is a 3-hour movie, so just make sure you allow enough time.
I really dug the look of the car because the car is just like, I haven't made a tank yet. I just want something that goes fast.
Yeah, you're safe now. You can come out now. Somebody, your parents, his parents gotta.
His parents gotta have him coming in this one. Yeah, do you see how they were dressed? All rich and
Whoa.
shit.
My only additions to that would be, one, the score is fucking phenomenal.
Yes.
That Batman theme they came up with, they play it constantly throughout the film, and it just gets more and more intense every time, and it's fucking great.
I really want to see this.
And 2, surprisingly funny sometimes.
Yeah, I would say it's in terms of a comparison, it's more akin to like 60s Batman than any other in the sense
you
of
haven't seen Batman and Robin then.
No.
in terms of like the solving the whodunit, and also kind of the very
there are some
humor of
puns.
it. Some dry.
There are some puns in this, Steve. But it's not funny in a Marvel movie sense. It's funny in they very tightly wrote a lot of the jokes.
It's funny in a film noir sort of sense, where it's that very
on the complete opposite end of the spectrum, you guys should definitely watch Batman and Robin. It's so bad, it's great.
Sorry, Kevin said what whoa, and so I just thought of Scooby Doo what whoa, but so he goes
whoa, roll.
Roll. Wait, what? International? I don't remember.
Don't read it out loud if that's Harry DMing you.
I just said, Monica, my favorite joke. I'm going to speak in very coded language. When they're interrogating a person, and he just completely flips the situation on them and just shouts at them a particular line about a language. I just lost my shit.
Let's message her on Facebook.
Yeah.
Anyway, we should move on to another topic.
Anyway.
Like this shitty weather.
Yeah.
Welcome to Illinois. We have all 4 seasons in 1 week.
And now the snow is gone again.
It's gonna snow again tomorrow night.
Does not know what
No.
Illinois is? You get 4 seasons in 1 week. It's not a surprise. Even in the summer.
I hate it
4
here.
seasons in 1 week. And then sometimes an extra season, which is the super, super hot season.
I checked, Harry, I answered your question, and no, that's not the post-credit scene.
There's a post-credit scene?
Yes, there's a post-credit scene. Don't blink or you might miss it.
Great.
Evan, what are we doing here?
So...
We're talking about the shitty Illinois weather.
Yes.
Who put this topic in there?
Okay.
Yeah,
So...
who did the topic?
I threw it in there just in general because I fucking hate it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I had to go into... I've been going into the office because they've been pulling people back into the office, and I had to drive in that fucking snow yesterday, and it was brutal. It was brutal.
That was good of me.
See, my office has been back full-time for a while, but my boss is also super understanding. So, my car sucks in the snow right now, so in the morning I was kind of like, yeah, my car is kind of terrible in the snow. And I got to just work from home.
That sounds nice.
Neat. I wish I mean, I've never stopped going into the office.
Same.
Although on the flip side, what was it? This past Saturday, it was fucking beautiful.
Oh, it was gorgeous.
And windy as fuck.
Yeah, it was definitely. I mean, in like a lion, out like a lamb. That's how they talk about March. So.
Yeah, and then Sunday came and it was all the storms.
What kind? All of them. All at once.
All at once.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of snow in March, yeah, that is a thing. I mean, there is always at least one April snow before it's officially spring. Like every year, everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's snowing in April." It's like this happens every fucking year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nothing ever changes.
Nope. Nothing
It's
ever.
always the
Yeah.
same. Sports.
It's always the same old game.
Same game for sports.
Sports.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Oh,
Harry,
wait, okay.
Harry, we already did Happy International Women's Day.
Oh,
what did you
but
get
I-
for us, huh?
Yeah. What did you get for us?
My butt.
I got my
And don't say your penis.
Well,
I
can't.
wasn't going to.
No,
Well-
Harry.
Well, Kev can give Chris his butt, but what do I get?
I got myself a therapist.
A thumbs up?
Hey.
A firm handshake.
I had a mental break.
A nice crisp high five.
It's like Christmas, right?
Supposed to be.
Harry, have you seen Deadpool?
I'm going to rewatch the episode of Pokemon where it's International Women's Day.
Wait, what? That's an episode of Pokemon?
Do you not? It's where like Misty and Jesse like fight in a tournament over like a doll set.
Oh my god.
Fucking great.
I thought you were gonna watch the
Are you playing
grass
Minecraft?
trainer
Yeah,
episode.
maybe.
The Vileplume or the Vileplume episode.
That's another. Yeah, the Celadon Gym episode. That's another.
Also, but sports.
Sports.
Yeah, anyway.
Anyway.
Russian oligarch Roman Abramovich is selling / has sold the Chelsea Football Club as he feels it is in the best interest of the club, the fans, the employees, as well as team sponsors and partners over current events. Capital One Arena, the arena the Washington Capitals play in, was being accused of allegedly banning signs with messages pertaining to Ukraine or Russia. A representative said that this was in regards to their general no signs policy for fans as to not obstruct others' view of games, but they did say they are allowing flags as long as they do not obstruct views or hinder game experience. A quote from Barry Trotz, the head coach of the New York Islanders. Turnovers are like ex-wives. If you have too many, they cost you a lot. End quote.
What?
Happy International Women's Day!
Don't get a divorce and then they won't cost you money. I mean, they still might.
See, after the third one, you got to start thinking,
Maybe I should sign a
are we the baddies?
Am I the problem?
Am
I
I
the
the
baddie?
Am
problem?
I the drama? I think I'm the drama.
No, it is.
No.
It is the
it's the women
husbands who are wrong. or vice
It
versa.
is the women who are wrong.
I mean, anyone can be wrong. But usually it's men.
Yes.
Canadians were
Can't
polled
argue
about
with that.
what Canadian NHL team is their favorite. 27% said the Toronto Maple Leafs were their favorite. 26% said the Montreal Canadiens.
Okay.
18% said none of the 7 Canadian-based NHL teams were their favorite. And those were the top 3 results. Non-Russian players of the Continental Hockey League are leaving their teams in the middle of the KHL playoffs. The fact that fucking Fortnite V-Bucks are worth more than rubles right now may have something to do with it.
Well, I mean,
And that's
What about
true.
Roblox?
fucked, so.
What about
That
Roblox
too.
coins?
Harry, I did not see that. The Ontario Hockey League is looking into an incident last Thursday in which a Russian player was allegedly targeted with anti-Russian slurs. They deserved it, depending on what side they were on.
What is it?
Just saying.
No, I'm not even gonna ask that. I'm just gonna look it up.
Slava Ukraini.
Oh, really?
Sexual miscreant and Montreal Canadiens prospect Logan Mailloux got his shit pushed in during a fight by Windsor Spitfire and Detroit Red Wing prospect Pascal Zito. Mailloux came under fire over the summer around the time of the NHL entry draft after it was found that he had showed teammates photos of a woman he had relationship he had relations with without her consent. The photo bit, not the act. The act was consensual.
Good.
The photo bit
and
is still important, though.
yeah. And after this came up, Mayu specifically told NHL teams to not draft him because of that. He got drafted anyway.
No.
Although I think he should consider dropping playing hockey at the pro level altogether because of the photo incident, but also because he got fucked up by a guy named Pascal.
With a frying pan?
What?
The
Good for
First name
Pastor Joe,
Pedro.
Pat.
Thank you.
Oh, gotcha.
The NFL has indefinitely suspended, at least through next season, Atlanta Falcons wide receiver Calvin Ridley for betting on NFL games, of which he reportedly bet on games involving the Falcons. It was also reported that he only bet about $1,500 worth. He will be missing out on his owed salary for the 2022 season to a total of roughly $10 million, making the worst loss for a bet ever and tonight's biggest loser.
Woof.
Honestly, these motherfuckers should have known something was up because someone was betting on the Falcons to win.
That's good. That's good.
That news brought up a good talking point in past NFL suspensions. Ray Rice beating his fiance, 2-game suspension. Adrian Peterson, felony child abuse, 6 games. Greg Hardy beating his girlfriend, 10 games reduced to 4. Ezekiel Elliott hitting women, 6 games. Henry Ruggs, DUI causing death. Technically never suspended, but he was released by the team and he hasn't had a job since.
Wow, that's
Still waiting on sentencing.
Jail time.
That.
Happy International Women's Day.
Sports ain't great.
Dante Stallworth, vehicular manslaughter,
Jail.
one season.
Directly to jail.
Leonard Little, vehicular manslaughter, 8 games. Calvin Ridley, using Hard Rock Sportsbook, at least 1 season.
Wait, what? Okay.
Josh,
What's hard?
online sports betting through Hard Rock Casino.
Okay.
And finally, Josh Gordon, weed, just in general. Roughly 6 seasons.
Okay.
What?
The manslaughter pisses me off because you killed someone. You should go to jail, not play more games.
Oh, okay,
Directly
but
to
one
jail.
guy was sniffing the devil's lettuce. Clearly, there's a bad guy amongst all of them.
Okay, but he got to stay for 6 more seasons.
And now for something more lighthearted.
thank
Congratulations to Illinois State University softball coach Melinda Fisher reaching 1,100 wins as head coach of the team and her 1,141st overall, which is tied for 25th all time amongst NCAA softball coaches.
Wow.
Yes, you go.
Wednesday.
She started coaching ISU in 1986.
Hot diddly damn.
Damn.
Yeah.
Fun fact is that I had taken softball as a class during my last semester, and after class one day, I was just like doing some batting practice. She came up to me and asked if I wanted to do some fielding drills with the team.
That's kind of cool.
But
Did you?
it's like, I'm graduating this semester, and she's like, man, if only.
Oh wow.
Cool person. Finally, sticking with ISU, Illinois State University pitcher for baseball, this time not softball, Trey Krause struck out the first batter he saw in his first game since beating motherfucking cancer.
Nice.
Damn.
Right.
Fuck cancer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did see the thing about ISU getting a new basketball coach.
Yeah, but I couldn't think of anything do a funny spin about that. Other than the coach that needed to be gone is finally gone.
Not everything needs to be funny, Ryan.
Lies. Lies and
This-
slander.
Because apparently, because trumpets. Does anyone know how to pronounce the new basketball coach's name? Because I really hope it's not pronounced Pete on.
Yeah.
Pay on me.
Hey, on you little piss pot.
Aim for my mouth. I want to gargle.
Tip tapping. I got a new keyboard and it's super clicky clacky.
What team does motherfucking Cancer play for? What league is that in? Nat.
But yeah, Ryan looks pretty spiffy today. Steve, you looked pretty spiffy on Sunday.
Oh, yes, we did. So this weekend was kind of a bit of a whirlwind for us. So on Saturday, me and Vanessa traipsed down to the city to Chicago to see a Broadway play with some friends. We saw a play called Hadestown, which is
Musical.
yes, it is a play, but it is also a musical play.
Terms are
Aren't
important,
all
Steve.
musicals plays, but not all plays are musicals?
Yes, but if they're
Yes.
singing, it's a musical.
And,
Yeah,
and
it was
even
all singing.
I was
And
also
if it's
asking
all-
Monica for clarification.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and if it's all singing, it would be
An opera.
it would be more
Yeah.
considered an opera. Like Jesus Christ Superstar is not considered a musical; it's considered a rock opera.
And
I
Hamilton's
guess it was
almost an opera.
then.
And the reason why Hamilton is not an opera is there's one scene where they're talking.
Opera's a specific style of singing.
Vanessa is telling me that opera is a specific style of singing, so I don't
Also
fucking
true.
know.
Yeah.
Also true.
Also,
Anywho,
rock opera versus traditional opera. Yeah.
anywho,
Rock Lobster.
it was a twist on the tale of
Fuck you, Harry.
Orpheus and Eurydice.
Eurydice.
Eurydice, thank you.
Eurydice.
Eurydice, and it was a twist on the tale of Orpheus and Eurydice, with kind of being in a more like ambiguous old-timey setting, somewhere between like the 20s and 40s is kind of where I gauged it. But also in the style of a ancient Greek play, like they had like a chorus and stuff like that. It was really.
This
it
is
was-
one I'm going to request no spoilers, please.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tale. I mean, if you're looking for the tale of Orpheus and Eucrates, I mean,
Eurydice.
whatever that one.
You were so close to saying Ukraine, and I would have just lost my shit.
Anyway, it was really good. I enjoyed myself quite a bit. There was one song that I really liked. It had some cool visuals. This song was really good. It's been stuck in my head for the past 3 days. I've only got 2 complaints. One was that it was not like a complaint exactly. Unfortunately, where our seats was they were in obscured view seats because the one of the overhanging balconies cut off like the top half of the stage where some of the actors were hanging out, so we couldn't see that. But like nothing like super important happened up there, so not a huge loss.
Sorry.
And my other complaint was that even I kind of picked up on it at some point, was that the main lead wasn't great at singing voice, wasn't amazing. Kind of like Lin-Manuel in Hamilton, except kind of worse. It sounded like he was forcing himself into like a register he wasn't comfortable with, like a higher register than his natural singing voice. So everyone else was super strong. They actually had a couple people come over from the actual Broadway play, or one person come over from the Broadway play, the actress playing Persephone. It was really good, really interesting. Highly recommend if you get a chance to see it, but it's probably too late because it's only in the city for like 2 weeks. So if you can snag a ticket, go for it.
They should put it on Disney Plus.
They should. It was good.
Is it a Disney
Let's see.
production?
No, I'm
So
just saying
then-
that's what they did for Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton was good. But yeah, that's my extreme layman's review of a musical.
The one interesting thing I wanted to bring up, I didn't see it, but there was something very interesting. So at the theater that I work at part-time on the weekends, my managers were talking about how when they saw Frozen, because that's also on Broadway in Chicago right now, that they had purposely gotten like seats that were kind of more on the main floor so that they could really see Elsa and all of her change. But one of the things one of their friends said that they were kind of in like the higher up, like kind of the nosebleed seats. And from the higher up perspective, because all the special effects on it apparently are amazing. And one of the things that they kind of added a special detail for someone sitting that high up is that whenever Elsa walks, there is a bottom projection of her with snow, and that's something you would not have seen unless you were that high up in the nosebleed seat. So I'm like, that's a really nice touch.
That's really neat.
Yeah,
That's
what
a-
they thought of them.
Indeed. And I personally, I'm so sad. This weekend was supposed to be the weekend my Christmas present was supposed to be seen, but thanks COVID, now that's May.
What? It's gonna be May. Sorry, what was your Christmas present?
Seeing Moulin Rouge on Broadway.
Ooh, nice.
I'm very excited. I am very excited for that.
Is that in Chicago Broadway?
Yes. Yes. It was originally they pushed back opening, and we were originally going to go the second weekend, but for some reason it randomized us when they moved everything to see it the second to last weekend. So it's like weird flex, but okay.
So then on Sunday, we spent like a couple hours at Lincoln Park Zoo, going back there for the first time since.
Did you see
I
the
went.
bears?
No, the polar bears were not hanging out, which was actually surprising because it was very cold outside.
Might have had like a vet visitor. We're just
Where the lions were just hanging out though, but apparently the rocks they were chilling out on were heated, so that tracks. No, it was fun. It was kind of nice to be at a place not to wear a mask the whole time. But one criticism is that their gluten-free options are fucking shit for at there. So Vanessa had to buy a like $10 salad and get charged full price for a chicken sandwich just to have the chicken breast and just to get like some protein. So it was, honestly, it was kind of shameful because apparently even their Mexican food there isn't gluten-free, which is unfucking heard of. Like, you gotta have, I don't know. It was very negligent of them, and shame on Brookfield, on Lincoln Park Zoo.
Shame.
I mean, on the bright side, the price goes to the animals, but you know, it goes right back into the zoo care, but still, it's kind of shitty. And then we had a groomspeople thing. We got fitted for our suits. Kev, Chris, my brother, and Stefan.
I actually got a shipping notification from them.
Same here.
So excited.
I should check that.
Yeah, we all got fitted for suits by a very fabulous gay man. He was excellent.
Was his name Matt? What was his name?
I don't know, but like we kind of I said something along the lines of that tracks, and
I didn't know he was so much older. He was like
that dude was not you could
he was 40.
If that dude had told me he was my age or younger, I would have totally bought it. But
he was 41 or 42. Yeah, he said he was born in 81.
I was like,
Like what?
no, you weren't. You're lying to me.
Man, I hope
He's
I
very
looked that
good
good at
looking.
that age. Yeah.
He's very good looking.
And he knew what he's doing. I was more than happy with the sizes they put me in. Just gonna have to get a little tailoring done. Then we went and did some bowling and bowling at Whirly Ball. It was a lot of fun.
It was a whirly ball, bowling, and laser tag place.
Yeah, we only did.
You invite-
I was winning.
Yeah, and then Steve stole it from under him.
I was winning.
Fucking strikes,
Did you invite
dudes.
your cousin Roman?
I did not invite my cousin Roman to go bowling.
I was
I thought
doing
it was
so well in the
Nico.
first half.
I thought it was Nico.
or is it
That's
Roman?
it's Nico.
Nico
Yeah, no.
Bellic is the protagonist. His cousin is the one who's always calling him to go bowling.
Nico, it's your
This is
cousin
a
Roman.
typical
You want to go
Russian accent.
bowling?
Well, we can make fun of the Russians right now, so it's fine.
That's fair. Well, no.
Well,
Anyway,
we can't because apparently they're losing this war.
Yeah, we can
but
make fun
all-
of them.
Make
They
fun of the
started
Russian
it.
also,
government.
Pizza Park.
Started it.
Oh wait,
If they're
so
losing, it's their own damn
I haven't fact checked it yet, but today it's been released that the Russian warship that attacked Snake Island has been destroyed, And it's also come out that the Ukrainian soldiers on Snake Island didn't actually die.
Good.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
I knew that.
Yes,
heard that.
but apparently it's also gone to the point where in Russia their military is saying, or their news networks are saying that only 600 Russian soldiers have died, when the actual estimate's in like over 10,000 at this point.
That seems high.
Does it? I mean, from everything I've heard about the Ukrainians, like
Ukrainians don't fuck
they're going
around.
hard.
Like,
What? How
A
many
lot of
Ukrainians
people have died so far.
Yeah, a lot of people have died. It's terrible no matter what, but
I
just wanna
every time I see just some Russians some Ukrainians stealing a Russian APC with a fucking tractor, it just brings joy to my heart. Just like, hey, this piece of anti-air tech is mine now. Yoink.
I just hear like a bandolina playing in the background. Like,
I would just like to point out that Niko Bellic, according to Wikipedia, his origin is Eastern Europe, but his language is Serbian.
oh,
so he's from Serbia,
More you know.
not Russian.
There won't be weed, so I'm good.
What a mood.
Mood?
Mary, you are a treasure.
all right. I think
yeah,
that will.
yeah.
You good?
Yeah, I was
You
gonna say
were
groups
wrap
people.
Were you
Groups
gonna wrap
people-
up Kevin's hot pot?
No,
No. I didn't. I think he was wrapping up his own thing.
Yeah, I was just saying, Grooms People Weekend was awesome. Looking forward to more Grooms People stuffs.
Yee.
Nice. I'm gonna wrap up the podcast right now. Thank you guys for hanging out. Media Club Midnight Mass was so much fun. We all liked it. A very rare unanimous thumbs up.
We will vote next week probably on what we're gonna watch the week after.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I have a 2-week break in between.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I'll definitely be live tomorrow with Minecraft. I think I'm gonna check out Disney Disaster. Just started a new server for a mod pack called Craft of Exile. It's kind of like it's a very RPG focused mod pack, so I'm excited to try that out.
Somewhere, Patty. Somehow, somewhere, Patty has burst through the wall like Minecraft.
Oh yeah.
But I'm playing Minecraft, but not with Patty. Sorry,
He's
Patty.
gonna kill you.
Wow.
He's gonna
Yep.
come to the wedding and stab you.
Good.
in
Um,
The
Minecraft.
Minecraft sword.
Minecraft.
In Minecraft.
And you're not gonna resurrect.
Can we have a wedding in Minecraft?
I
No.
mean, we could, but after
I
we
will
actually get
bully
married-
you in real life.
I will like no,
Not
me
the
too. I
wedding in
will-
Minecraft, just a wedding.
He wants us to
Doesn't
get
matter,
married in
still bully you.
Minecraft. I mean, there's no way.
Be my Minecraft wife.
I'm already your Minecraft wife.
Jesus,
I-
Patty, you
well,
can't just join like that. Get out. Patty, get the fuck out.
You're hurting my feelings.
Oh, something is cut off. Oh no. Oh God, what happened?
Oh, there we go. Oh, I see what you did.
Have a wedding in Overwatch so Harry
What?
can be there.
I see you just overlaid your thing on top of your thing.
Yeah, because I have to. That's what you did for years, too.
Ah.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I might be live in a little bit with Minecraft. I don't know.
But not with you, Patty.
I might check out this server right now, but I don't know. I'm going to get Overwatch so I can be there.
Someone clip that, by the way.
So, yeah.
Fuck me, I'll just yeet forever.
No.
So yeah.
We got you.
Something shooting
We
stars.
love you, Patty.
Yeah.
Oh,
no
God.
streams this weekend either. Bye.
I think we broke Monica.
It's okay. I broke myself earlier.